Oh, crap. Darn it. I don't think I can attach. I forgot to put the camera in. Crap. I don't think I can add it once I started the stream. Let me try. Anyway, hi everybody. Game Cookie US Rocks here. Hopefully everything's working good. Sounds loud. Anyway, hi everybody. Game Cookie US Rocks here. I forgot to put the camera on because I'm on a different computer and I don't know if I can attach it after I start the stream. I don't think you can do that. But let's try it and see what happens. Let me get over here to, I think this is what, Site B? If I'm not mistaken. Who's on here? BKCRT, I don't know who that is. Alright, let me just get in here real quick. It should only take like a minute because I'm just going to plug it in and see if I can start it. I don't know if you can do that or not. And if I stop the stream, see, unfortunately, there's no way to pause the stream. I mean, there might be a way that I don't know about, but as far as I know, there's no way to pause the stream. That's what makes me so mad sometimes. All right, give me a sec. I'm sorry. Took me forever to get this thing up and going, and everything's good, and then forget the camera. Alright, so let me see if I can get on OBS here. I mean, I don't know why you can't start a camera up. It doesn't make any sense, right? Like, you should be able to just go ahead and start it right up, right? Alright, but you can see the junk in the background. Okay, we can't have that. Alright, so, crap. Why is the NVIDIA broadcast not... It says background removal. Ah, there we go. Okay, let's try that. Ah, okay, good. Oh, it changed right away. Look at that. Alright, let me see. Oh, look at that. It seems to be working. There I am. Stuck in the wall. Huh. Cool. Alright, so I can plug a camera in right away, so that's pretty awesome. Okay, now you can see my pretty face. Alrighty, let's get this show on the road. Let me check the stream again just to make sure. I can hear gunshots very easily on the stream. Oh yeah, that's working. Good. I got on different headset too, so it might be a little louder than usual. Alrighty, so I'm gonna head over to Site Z today. Because I haven't been over here in a while, so if you guys want to hook up with me, that is up to you. Um, I don't know where you are. I see BK, what's his name? BKCRT, I'm not sure what that means. Chris is way down there, so that's kind of far. So I'm not sure you guys are going to be able to catch up to me. I want you to. However, I guess if they gotta kill, they gotta kill. So, the title of my video here, and I'm gonna get a little bit, you know, political today. I'm not gonna go all in crazy, you know, as far as my criticisms of, you know, the backwards way of thinking people seem to have these days. But I just wanted to touch on a couple things. So one thing that, you know, I always notice, especially with the media, is, and I noticed this several years ago, you know, like I said before, I didn't leave the Democrat Party for no reason. It wasn't just because I got angry one day. You know what I'm saying? That's not how I work. Okay? It's just that I was ignorant really of the Democrat Party in general, right? So, let me get some dinosaurs here at least. Should be something out here. I was making noise. So there should be something coming to me eventually, although I'm on the wrong side here. I should be over there. But wrecks do come through here as well. I probably should have checked over there along the coastline because, like over here, wrecks usually walk through here like that. I might be able to check over here. So what I noticed about the media is that if they don't like somebody, and you can see this clearly now, obviously, if your eyes are at open at all, is that if they don't like somebody, they're going to try to, like, smear them to death. They're going to try to run their name into the ground, you know what I mean? They're going to say all the worst things about them. They're going to lie about them. There's a Rex. You know what I'm saying? They're going to just make up lies, you know what I mean? They're going to say things that just aren't true because they can get away with it, you know? And the problem with everyday people is that they think if the media says something, then that means it's true. Like, they don't understand that freedom of speech, right, even gives them the right up to a point of slandering somebody's name. You see what I'm saying? Like, everyday people just don't get that, right? Some people just think, oh, the media says it's got to be true, otherwise they wouldn't be saying it. Well, no, that's not how it works, sorry. See, because the media has nobody to criticize them except us. And when we criticize them, they censor us. So you see how that works? So So our voice is hardly being heard by the public, while the media just goes on and lies and you know, um, goes on with their misinformation. It's funny how they always bring up misinformation, but they're the ones spreading the most of it. Ooh, she looks big. You look big. Whoa, he's gonna get me. I knew it. I knew it wasn't gonna stop because it was so close. Darn it. Got me. Way out in the sticks too. That's all right. I took a chance. I went downhill, so I went against my own what do you call it? My own teaching. I always should know I should never go downhill, because if I got to go run up again, he's gonna catch me. You can always go faster downhill. You know what I mean? So I should have just kept going downhill instead of trying to go around the tree. That's why I like to keep a greater distance, because if I'm close enough, they won't stop and rest. They're just going to go ahead and bite you, because that's just what they do. I'm on my other account, so I have some money. Yay. But it's okay. I'm fine with, whatever. It happens. I just don't like, the only thing that I don't like out here is that you can get thrown. What it was. I'm assuming it's a female. I got the big gun now. So fast forward to now. I'm sure you might have heard of Marjorie Taylor, I think is her name, Marjorie Taylor Greene, or however you say her name. She's the new face of, I'm just going to say white pizza, okay? Because I can't say some words. She's the new face of white pizza, okay? So, even though she just is a everyday person who just wants to live their life without being treaded upon, without their rights being denied, without their rights being ignored, with the Constitution being ignored. You know what I'm saying? Because these politicians are the politicians just seem to just do whatever they feel like and ignore the Constitution. And, sometimes it takes forever to get these cases before the judges, right? So, sometimes that's kind of worthless too, because, look at how long Roe versus Wade stayed when it should have been repealed, like, immediately. It wasn't right from the beginning to take states' rights away, right? Now this is one of the misconceptions about the Civil War, that yes, slavery was a big part of it. But the states were arguing not per se just for them to keep their slaves. Obviously that just played into it automatically. But it was under the Constitution, states are sovereign to a point. You know what I'm saying? They can make up their own laws, right? Now, we were all okay with, like, banning slavery in the United States. That's fine. And that was a change under the Constitution. You see, that's the difference. Slavery was banned under the Constitution, so that's now set in stone. You know what I mean? National law, so to speak. People that keep saying the Constitution is not law, it is. It's the law. It's the basic laws of the country that cannot be changed. Okay? So I hate it when people say it's not a law. Well, it is a law because the states came together and the politicians came together to agree on having these things as your set rights. Now, yeah, they're not laws in the sense of rights are not equal to law per se, because your individual rights should trump law, right? So, in that respect, yes, I agree. They're not law in that respect, but wow, she's got good eyesight. But you know, we count on the Constitution that is to protect us, right? Because otherwise, you just have you know, otherwise you just have, you know, a government that can just do whatever they want whenever they want, and you can't have that. I mean, that's why we have the Constitution. You know what I mean? That's why when people say they want to ban it, I mean, they're either dumb or they're just really they're out of their mind, because to do away with the Constitution is to do away with your own rights. I mean, that's just so silly. And there's nothing racist about the Constitution. I mean, you can read it yourself. It applies to everyone. So, you know, and equity of outcome is not a right. Neither is national health care. That's not a right. Yes, you have the right to have health care, which we do. Nobody bans people from getting health care. Ah, crap. Thing. Really? I don't really need you right now. I hear other one. Right, so you don't have the right not to be poor. I mean, that's just, yeah, it's nice not to be poor. That's for sure. But I mean, technically, unless you really have a true medical problem that physically keeps you from working, and mental illness should not be a criteria for you not being able to work. And if you're that mentally ill, then you should be in an institution, right? You shouldn't be out in the streets if you can't even like fend for yourself or you're dangerous. I mean, that's just common sense. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's all backwards right now. So anyway, to get back to my other state. Oh, what happened? Oh, here you go. To get back to my spiel here, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene is being smeared and called all kinds of names, and you know, a white pizza, and you know, even her own congressmen are criticizing her because she's criticizing them, right? And this is what happens every time. Every time we get people that are willing to go in there and criticize the system, the establishment, right? Like Trump. I mean, what did they do to Trump? I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter whether you like Trump's character or not. Okay? He was still speaking out against the system, against the establishment. And you can't say that, like, well, Trump is part of the system and the establishment. Is he? I mean, yeah, he's a rich guy, and you might have some reservations about rich people, but you know, you shouldn't really be judgmental of anybody. Ah, come on. What happened? Minimized again. I don't know why it does that. Okay, you should not be criticized and being judgmental of people just because they're rich or they're successful or whatever the case is. I mean, Trump's dad built his own personal empire. Okay, it doesn't matter what you think about Trump's dad or not. And I believe there's a lot of misinformation going around about him too. Right? He might have did some shady things, who knows? But, you know, Trump inherited his dad's riches. I mean, are you going to blame Trump for that? I mean, let's say your parents built a business and it grew and grew and grew. You know, they worked real hard and um, you know, built their business up where it was making thousands, millions of dollars a year. And they left the business to the kids, or let's just say that they sold the business and left the money to the kids. I mean, so what? The kids are evil now because they have lots of money? I mean, it's just the whole thing to me is just I don't know, man. It's like I don't understand. Like I'm not a smart person. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm really that intelligent. I mean, yes, I am, you know, I have my wisdom. You know, I have a lot of wisdom. I can say that because I've lived long enough now. I've learned lots of different lessons and been in lots of different experiences, you know, where I learned a thing or two. So, yeah, I have a lot of wisdom, but I can't say that, you know, I know, the equation that explains, you know, the Earth going around the sun and staying in its orbit. I mean, I don't even know what that is. I mean, I'm sure I learned it in high school, but I just never use it, so I don't remember it. You know what I'm saying? So I learned like a lot of things, but I don't remember them because. Hey, Kohaku, how you doing? You should come on with us for a few minutes. I didn't see your message. I'm sorry. I'm like, the laptop is that way over there, and you know I'm here. So it's like I should have put the laptop over here, but I didn't. Oh well. I just didn't do a lot of things right today. Um, so anyway, back to Marjorie Taylor Greene. So, you know, I was watching a clip of, um, Tucker C. You know, um, I don't look at them all the time. I mean, I just watch a clip here or there once in a while, if the topic is interesting enough. Um, I don't have a problem with him. I mean, I've you know, he doesn't seem to say too much to me that is like off the rails or bad. I mean, yeah, he probably has his own opinions once in a while, but you're allowed to. You know what I mean? So, whatever. He's still at least out there willing to criticize who he needs, everybody. So, he's not afraid to criticize whoever should be called out. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, he had her on, and hold on, let's see here. Get these off my back here. Oh, another Rex. Oh. That one's gonna run away. Oh no. Okay, here comes another Rex. See, you'd think that there was no Rex over here, right? But you know, there's at least two that wander around over here. And they go all the way over to the lava flow. Let me shoot the gun. Oh, shoot. Darn it. Now that might actually scare him. So I'm heading over to Site Z, I think. Yeah, way over there. this time, I'm staying on the high ground. There he is. Gonna see me again eventually, so I'm gonna, let's see here. What trees do I got around here? I got these two. I got a rock. Pretty nice rock too. That's a nice rock. Oh, I have a rock too I can throw. You might be able to get me on this rock, I don't know. He. Yep. You can get me. I am one with the tree. What is going on here? Ah, nice. So back to the story. Hey Herky, how's it going? Homesick for 2 days. Oh man, Kohaku. I'm sorry to hear that, Kohaku. I hope you feel better. Never good being sick. No fun in that. South Hungary, yeah. Welcome from America. Say hi to all the Hungarians for me. Okay, so that was 2 wrecks out here. Let's see if there's another one. Oh, this guy's back again, huh? Where is it? Where'd it go? I'd rather take you home as a pet. Oh, you know what? I didn't put on my armor. My camouflage stuff here. So anyway, back to Marjorie. So anyway, when she was on Tucker, you know, they brought up the fact that she was a student way back when. I don't know when, I guess the early 90s or something, or 90s. And she was in a school where they had a school shooting. So, you know, you could watch the clip to get more of it yourself. I mean, they didn't talk about it a ton, but, I mean, you would never hear that from the mainstream media, right? That, you know, she had an experience that was related to, you know, what happened in other school shootings, right? I'm not just going to bring up Texas, because, you know, there's more, you know, you know, that's not the only school shooting. That was a tragedy, of course. And if there was a security guards in the school or teachers allowed to have weapons, you know, then this may very well have ended up differently. Okay? You know, the incident in the church that happened in Texas a couple years ago, you know, I don't know if it was a black guy or white guy, I don't remember. I think it was a black guy, but I'm not sure. So don't quote me on that. Doesn't really matter. A person went into a church, they had a shotgun, they might have had another gun, but again, I forget the story details. But I remember this much, is, you know, the person walks into the church. I think they were able to get off 1 shot, if I'm not mistaken. And then there was 1 or 2 people in the church. I think one was a security guy, or he acted as a security guy for the church, possibly. But there was 2 people, I believe, that pulled out guns and shot the guy. You know, I think one guy shot him in the head, and the guy was down. So, you know, even though the shooter, I believe, was able to get off 1 shot, that was all he got. You see? So, how much less of a tragedy could it have been in Texas or any other school shooting if there was just allowed security there? You know what I'm saying? Okay, this guy's getting on my nerves now. I'm just shooting too late, I guess. It's hard when they're flat like that. See, because it's hard to tell, like, how far away they are. Now I could do this. See, now he'll flap. So now you kind of get a better target, I should say, as long as he's not coming through trees. But he's still coming at like a fast... See, he's still going down and up. I hate that. Let me, I need to get to a better spot where he doesn't go down and up, down and up. But I don't know if I can do it on the lava flow. So, you know, Marjorie Taylor you know, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Just can't seem to hit him. Yeah, it's going down now. Enough playing around, bird. Maybe that's how far away I should shoot the arrow. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I know, the arrow just feels different when you're using the arrow, that's all. Oh, you saw the other videos? Yeah, thanks. And the beach video, I guess, too, yeah. We had a good time at the beach. It was very nice. And we got the pool. The pool is ready now. So we got the beach, got the pool, got the nice weather. Finally, it's going to be like in the 80s, I think, the next few days, if not longer. So that's very nice. What do we got here? So Marjorie Taylor, you know, they criticize her about saying stuff about guns and stuff, but, you know, she was involved in a school shooting. So, I mean, to me, that qualifies her greatly. Now, somebody on YouTube was criticizing her, saying, "Oh, you always bring up a story that tries to make it sound like you had a worse situation than somebody else. You know, how does bringing up stories you were involved with, you know, help out what just happened?" Well, it's like, that's such, I mean, it's like, I don't understand people's brains, man. Like, what the, like, like, what kind of a statement is that? It's like, if, like, I broke my arms, right? I broke my right arm twice and my left arm once. Okay? So I know what it feels like to have broken bones. Okay? And I can tell you now, having a broken bone does not feel good. Now, yeah, they do have like if you get a splinter, that doesn't feel so bad. It kind of feels like somebody's sticking pins and needles in you. So it's not like super severe pain, it's just kind of, you just know something's wrong. But I literally broke my right and left arm, like busted the bone. You know, the doctor had to literally put it back in place, and that's painful. Okay, so breaking your bones is not fun. So me talking to somebody who broke their bones about broken bones would be more logical than somebody talking to somebody about their broken bones who never had a broken bone. You see? Like, that's just like common sense. Now, I'm not saying that somebody who never broke a bone can't sympathize with somebody who has broke their bones. I'm not saying that. But to criticize somebody who was in a situation, commenting on that same situation, or commenting on a situation that happened recently when they were in that situation, and saying that they shouldn't talk about it, their situation, is just like the most nonsensical thing I ever read. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I literally, you know, what's the old saying? You know, like I used to hear people when I was growing up, and I'm just quoting here, so I'm gonna say a bad word, so cover your ears if you don't want to hear it. It's not terrible word, super terrible, but you know when you used to hear people say, "Stop talking out of your ass," right? That old saying. You know, now you could say, "Stop talking out your rear," but you know that doesn't have quite the same impact as, you know, talking out of your ass, right? We all know what that means, right? It just means that somebody's just saying something to be like hyperbolic, or to be combative, or to be, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to instigate more tension or more strife, you know what I'm saying, by making a statement that they really shouldn't be saying. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't really relate to the situation. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, you're just making it up so that you can feel special too. You know, I grew up with a lot of people who, you know, every time somebody like told a story, I knew other people who I grew up with who had to tell a better story about some, you know, oh well, this is what happened to me, you know, like it seemed like every story that somebody else said, they had like a similar story, and it was always like more intense. You know what I'm saying? Like their story was like more dramatic, you know. Um, and it's not to say that they didn't have, they were totally making it up, but it just seemed like, you know, 100% of the time you're gonna have you are so experienced 100% of the things that everybody else around you explained happened to them. I mean, it's like, you know, after a while you just kind of start to question it, right? So, you know, anyway. Um, so back when Obama was still president, you know, I was on Facebook, and boy, I'm getting swarmed here. Whoa! Really? Coming up too. Am I in Raptor Valley here or what? There's another one. Let me make sure I got yeah, I do. So when I was on Facebook, you know, I met a lot of my family members. You were at the Trade Center? Or you just remember it on TV? Yeah. So, anyway, I met some relatives on Facebook, you know, which was nice. People that I really never got a chance to meet. And, you know, it was confirmation that they were my relatives. I mean, you know, other relatives confirmed that they were related, you know. So, some of them were related just, you know, by marriage, you could say, and whatever, but that doesn't matter. They're all family. So, all right, I need to, I think I hear a Rex or something. It might be just another Utah. There's a lot of Utah. I hear one close, one behind me, and one over there that ran away. So I got two tracking me. So I gotta watch out. They might both come at me at the same time. So anyway, I'll call this person my aunt or cousin. Maybe she was a cousin. I guess she was a cousin. She was a cousin. Her and her husband. I think she was a cousin, actually. But her and her husband owned a business. You know, they lived in Ohio. And, you know, this was before I was kind of ignorant of a lot of things before. You know, like when I think of Oregon, I think of, you know, lots of woods, country, you know. Same thing with Washington. You know, I think of lots of mountains and country. You know, I'm thinking, oh, these must be conservative states, right? You know, little did I know, you know, that they're like, well, they're blue only because of the cities. That's what I found out. Like the people in the country, you know, don't vote liberal, but you know, the city folk, they've all, you know, brainwashed them into being, um, you know, progressive communist Marxist thinking people. So, and you know, obviously had instilled them with a lot of hate, okay, against conservatives and Christians, and that's just very unfortunate. You know, considering the history that we went through in the Dark Ages, you know, the 1260 years that the papacy reigned Europe, you know, and persecuted people, you know, did all kinds of heinous things to them, burning them at the stake, torturing them, throwing women and children off cliffs. I mean, you know, it's it's a history that we should never forget. Now, yes, you might say, well, that was religion. No, it wasn't religion. It was called what we call apostasy, right? That's called corrupt religion. Okay, the Catholic Church was not following the Bible, okay, during that time period. So tradition was paramount, not the scriptures. So that's the difference there. If they followed the Bible, which is what the Protestants were telling them to do, then there wouldn't have been persecution. Okay, the Protestants were speaking against the corruption in the church. Okay? The same thing that conservatives speak against today. Corruption in the government. Right? The establishment, the system. You know, the politicians who just sit on their thrones for 30, 40 years. You know? Whew. Wow, there's so many Utah. Crazy, huh? So I got another Rex over here. Not sure why he's hesitating. He should be stomping along over here now. Okay, now it's probably coming because I'm a lot closer. I'm gonna go up here. So anyway, my cousin was telling me like Ohio was, you know, really starting to get crazy. You know, like Ohio? You mean like lots of farmland? And I mean they do have cities, obviously, but you know, again, it's more farmland and open land and stuff. So I'm thinking, oh, conservative state, you know. But again, they poison the people in the city. You know, poison the minds of the people in the city. And there's a big, you know, blue turnout there. So that state can go either way. You know, so she was like, so I remember the media was criticizing the Tea Party members back then. Right? You know, the evil Tea Party. You know, the ones who were white pizza eaters. You know, so wow, she's coming up here, huh? Yikes. He's coming up here. Alright, can you stop for a second? He's really blending in, isn't he? And now he probably saw me. Oh! Woo! Almost went right into his mouth. Yeah! Woo! Did you see? He ate too. He chomped. Wow. And this is not a good spot. I gotta get to a different place here. don't like that intestine. Oh, he's really pissed. He's trying to find me. Hell, usually go around there like that. I'm gonna go over here. See if he takes a different route. I need to get a better shot at him again. So anyway, it was like the media was doing with the Tea Party, right? Like, I didn't really know too much about the Tea Party. I just know they called themselves the Tea Party because, right? They were using the name because it was reflecting the sentiment that the colonists had with the British because they were overtaxing them, right? And controlling the goods, you know, where they can be shipped, when they can be shipped, and that kind of stuff. And you know, Obamacare was kind of like that kind of a forced thing. You know, people don't want to be forced to pay 50% tax here, right? I mean, that's what Europeans pay for their free health care. Keeps stopping at the same spot. I can't get a good shot. Ooh, he's coming back. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think they got learning capability. Maybe they do. Maybe it saves the track that they walk or something. I tried to get 2 shots off, not very good. But I think if I can get one more good shot, I'm good. If I can just get one more shot. Oh, that was a vertebrae shot. Vertebrae shot. Okay, now it's hurt. Ah, crap. Yeah, you got it. Okay. Butchered that thing up. I got 1 hard shot, that's it. So, you know, they ended up smearing, like, big time the Tea Party. you know, and then eventually I guess they were voted out by people because they believed the media, you know what I'm saying? And they were actually, you know, making a big commotion in the Congress because, again, they were speaking against the establishment, the system, right? The corruption. And it just seems like, you know, the media is against people who are honest, who just want to be left alone and have their rights protected. You know, and it doesn't matter like what context of life you're in. I mean, everybody wants to bring up, you know, the white pizza all the time and everything else. Of course, they're not talking about the hate that the progressives are, you know, instigating, you know, big time, to the point where, you know, Antifa can just go around and hurt people and everything's fine with that. You know, that's not good. And they call themselves Antifa, which is pretty much an oxymoron. I mean, I'm not going to get into that, but anyway. So, you know, that's all I kind of wanted to talk about. It's just that I'm not saying that I like love, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene or the Tea Party. I don't. That's not the point. The point is that anytime anyone gets up and speaks against the system, the establishment, the corrupt politicians, then they are the ones who are put on the hot plate, right? They're the ones who are tied to the stake, right? The media stake, and are burned alive. You know what I mean? And you know, this push for equity and free this and free that, it's not good for anybody. You know what I mean? Like, most people have no problem, you know, giving medical attention to the people who need it most, right? The mentally ill, the real mentally ill, right? The real physically disabled, you know, not the people who, you know, just because they're a marginalized group, you know, they can just say, oh, you know, I can't walk on my leg anymore, you know, and get a doctor's note and you're good to go. You know what I mean? Because I know how hard it is to get disability. You know what I mean? So, because I've been denied several times. So, and that's fine. Whatever. You know, I gotta survive. Unfortunately, I can't work right now yet because I haven't found anything that really can accommodate my situation, you know. So I'm just a stay-home parent, you know. You know, like, I don't have a problem with that, you know. But everyone doesn't need health, you know, the free health care. You know what I mean? And the only reason that healthcare is so expensive is because of regulation. And they won't encourage competition. You know, like in some states, some insurance companies aren't allowed. Like, I never knew that. Just like I never knew that the reason why we have a doctor shortage now is because the whatever it's called, the medical association or doctors association, or I don't know what the frickin' panel's called, or whatever association. But I didn't realize that they restricted how many people can get degrees to be a doctor. Did you know that? I never knew that. So do you see? There's a lot that we don't know. Because there's a lot that we're not being told. You know what I mean? And this is the crux of the crux of the problem. You know, is that we're being denied information. And a lot of times we're being denied on purpose. Right? We're purposely not being told this stuff. Because to me, the media, this is what the media should be talking about. Right? The media is supposed to be there to inform us of what's going on. But the media is not doing that. All they're doing is spreading more hate and smearing people that are trying to be out there fighting the good fight, you know, against corruptions and stuff like that. So, you know, whether you agree with them in their character or how they go about doing that, that's besides the point. What's it matter? Who cares? You know, everyone's not a Christian. You know what I'm saying? So you can't expect everyone to go out there and, you know, be Mr. Nice like Ben Carson, you know, or whatever. He doesn't usually get very, you know, he's usually a pretty calm guy, you know. I mean, I haven't heard him really go off too much, you know. So everybody's not like him. You know, and everyone shouldn't be alike. You know, we should be, you know, of course it would be nice if everybody was a Christian, right? Because, you know, and followed the Bible, because then you wouldn't have crime, you wouldn't have murder, you wouldn't have killing, you wouldn't have as much sickness, right? Because the Bible talks about keeping yourself healthy, you know? So there's a whole lot of things that would be great about society if everybody was a Christian, but, you know, that's not the kind of society we live in. We live in we're supposed to live in a free society where people can be who they want to be. You know, with some, obviously we have to draw a line somewhere. We can't let people just go around killing. We can't let people just go around, you know, freely, you know, molesting children and stuff like that and raping women. So we have to have some kind of, you know, law, you know, that protects people. But outside of that, we don't need all these regulations we have. Most of them we don't need. Right? We got clean water regulation. Great. They cried about nuclear plants. So now they regulated them and they're safer than ever. But now what do they want to do? They want to get rid of nuclear plants. After they made them go through all that regulatory stuff, paying all those millions and billions of dollars. For what? That was just wasted time and resources. You know what I mean? We should be building more nuclear plants right now, not less. You know, I mean, I can go on and on and on. It's just like, you know, I don't want to go on another rant. I mean, I've already brought this stuff up before. It's just, you know, there's a lot of things that we don't know. And I encourage everybody to go out there and start learning. You know, don't worry about what the media and other people say about, say, Tucker Carlson or Marjorie Taylor Greene, or, you know, at least listen to them. Listen to what they have to say, right? Same with Trump. Don't hate on Trump just because the media played a video about where he talks about what? Well, I didn't know that. Put that basket in front of the door so it doesn't open, please. Well, are you getting them or am I getting them?
No, I'm not getting them. I'm tired.
Well, what time is it right now?
It's 11 o'clock.
Well, I would have liked to have done this. Anyway, I gotta go get the kids. It's early dismissal today. So I only got a couple minutes. So I encourage everybody out there to listen to Trump. Don't worry about what they said about his dad and his apartments. Because again, you have to listen to him. He's got his side of the story on that. You know? And don't worry about the video where it shows Trump talking about touching women and all that stuff. First of all, you don't know what the context was. Okay? Because when I was younger, kids touched each other. Even adults touched each other. There was never like a big problem. Women touch men, men touch women. You know, in certain contexts, right? In certain contexts of where you would expect it. I mean, I hear plenty of stories now about women in bars. They just go up and grab guys on their butt, you know, or rub their back or rub their chest or rub all over them. Oh, that's okay. Oh, well, that's okay because he's a handsome guy, you know, and that's what he wants anyway. Well, really? Is that's your definition of when you can do it? I mean, it's like, really? Please, stop with the double standard. And that just makes you sound even worse. You know what I'm saying? Alright, I don't see anybody over here, so I'm going to go to the crater. But I have to get off, I guess. I'll head over to the crater, though. So forget about the media and how they smear and bash people. Okay, right now we need to focus on policy. Right? Policy. Right? What Congress ends up passing as laws is going to affect us immensely. Right? They want to pass more gun restriction when that's what caused the shooting in the first place. Not less. Okay? Because the person bought the gun legally. But the FBI said that there was red flags before that they could have picked up on, but didn't. Nobody did. Everybody ignored it. So is that part of the problem? That they saw this kid was disturbed and never gave him any help? You know, and that's the problem, right? The Democrats don't want to treat the mental illness. So you got all these mentally ill, crazy people out there, some of them, and they're like, oh, you can't do anything with them because that's going against their freedom and liberty. Oh, really? Well, that's nice that you care about their freedom and liberty, but you want to take away someone's right to bear arms. And you want to take away somebody's right to free speech by censoring them or getting them kicked off social media. Really? So you want to protect people's rights, huh? So again, double standard. Hypocrisy. Right? So this is why I just stopped buying it anymore. It's like I saw it's a fake. It's all political. It's all for power. That's it. To get into power and overtake the country and bring in the socialist, communist, Marxist system. Right? And trust me, nobody wants that. People in Europe are disgruntled. Trust me. Don't believe the media that everything's happy and honky-dory there. It's not. I mean, you want to live in a society where if somebody says that they don't agree with how climate change is being presented today, that they have to like block you on Twitter because they're scared to be associated with somebody who has an opinion? Is that the kind of society that you really want to live in? Because that's going to affect you. Because somebody's going to block you eventually. Because what goes around comes around. So anyway, that's all I got to say. Well, anyway, I got to find someplace safe here. I'll leave the server running. Although, you know, I hope somebody doesn't push me out. Let's get one more kill before we go. Oh, 2 birds. Up, up. Where is he? Coming. I gotta watch that other one too. Ah. Oh! I got him. I was right on target. Oh! I got 2 of them on me. Nice. Thought I got him. Oh! Yeah, I'm kind of in a hurry, so. Oh, here we go. Although, I forget, it's been so long since I've been over here. Oh, okay. Yep, more Utah. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been over here. They should have made more wrecks over here. You know? How long have you been playing this game? Hey, what's up, F Blast? Um, what do you mean? I don't know, I played it since it came out. I wasn't part of the beta testing though, but I've had the games for, you know, I guess you could say forever. I don't know if I should go up top. I'll go up here. All right, everybody. Peace. Have a good one. And have a